Oh, New York City! The Sloppy Boys are coming to the Chelsea Music Hall on May 9th for the New York premiere of our movie, Blood, Sweat, and Beers. We're going to be there. The director, Robert Olguin, is going to be there. We're going to intro the movie. We're going to be chilling at the bar. We're going to be having drinks. We're going to do a Q&A after the movie. We're going to be chilling. We're going to be having fun. You're going to laugh at the movie, and it's going to be a great night. Also, hey, here's the other thing. Stick around in the city because the very next night, May 10th, in Brooklyn at Littlefield, we're playing a show, live rock and roll show. When we're going to play a long one. We decided we're going to do 2 big fat sets of music. Holy shit, New York, it's all happening. May 9th and 10th. And then also the next couple of days we'll be in Rhode Island, in Westerly at the United Theater. And then we're gonna be playing a live show there. We're gonna be screening a movie there. And then after that we're gonna be in Pittsburgh and we're gonna be in Philadelphia. So you gotta go look at our socials and you gotta get the tickets to all the stuff. Peace.
Hey folks, welcome to the Sloppy Boys, where we take a deep dive into the drinks that you love. I'm Jeff Dutton, along with Mike Hanford.
Hello.
And Tim Kalpakis.
What is up?
And joining us today, a very special guest, actor, writer, rapper, Lamar Woods is here. Hey, Lamar.
Hey, that was fast. That was way too fast. I was not ready.
Can we also throw, I think we can throw director in there too, Lamar?
Yeah, and next year, in a year, you could do that, but it's coming.
All right, I won't say
soon.
We'll have you back.
Yeah, have me back. Yeah, if it happens, like I got fired from that, but I'll still be back.
If somebody adds a hyphen to their credit, they get to come back on the show.
Yeah.
If
they have plans for more hyphens.
I got big hyphens coming, y'all. Don't worry.
Big hyphen project coming up.
Thanks for having me on the show, y'all. I'm so excited to get drunk and drink. And,
Get drunk and drink. Oh, shit.
That is not what this show is about. That is not what this show. This show is a very intelligent, clear, concise summation of each cocktail.
This is education.
Okay.
If we get to drinking, that's if we have time.
I was at the Buddhist. I go to this Buddhist temple every week, and I was there yesterday. And the monk was in there, and they wanted us to do this exercise. We had to write down something you're like resisting, and I wrote, "I'm resisting being sober." And like everybody else, all their shit was like, "Oh, stretching or working out." Mine was like, "It's a real serious problem."
Like went right for it.
I was like, all right, Buddhist. All right, Buddha.
Is that the temple near, old house? The one off Franklin?
No. Oh, you know what's funny, though? I think, so I don't go to that one, but I go to the one in Echo Park. It's like this kind of chill one called Angel City Zen Center. And but the guest, the person who was doing the lecture, I think might have been from that one. But I don't know for sure. But because I was like, I bet they from that one that's by Mitch's house. I didn't base that on nothing, but I just the vibe. I was like, they look like they live by Mitch.
They're like, I'm coming from near Mitch's house. Well, Mitch's new house. You're like, there's a third one. I've been to the one near Mitch's old house. There was like a. One evening, it was like, come in. It was like right when it started. It was like, come in one of these nights and see what we do here. So I went in, like, I didn't go much more because you had to pay some stuff, and I didn't realize that. But it was a cool, just like, you couldn't hear anything outside. It was really neat.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to that one. I like the one I go to because you don't have to pay like that. Like, it's so strange to me to like pay like it's like a gym membership almost.
Yeah, I guess it's
like,
paying the rent or something.
Ugh, don't say like gym membership. I'm flaking on my gym membership, man. Just oozing money.
Me too.
You got huge and then you bailed on it.
I know. I got to announce Jacked by June 2, or I will flag.
Yeah, it's been almost a year
all
since
right, I'm announcing it. I'm announcing Jacked by June 2.
Damn. So this means all of May. You have all May to get jacked by June.
I have all May.
All right,
all of May. Yeah.
Jeff. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you all something about these noodles I've been eating recently.
Oh God, here we
Kojak,
go. Mike, you're supposed to be keto.
No, this is Tim. This is within the keto guidelines.
Okay.
It's called the Konjac noodles.
Okay.
Konjac noodles. They are. Hold on, I'm just looking them up to make sure I'm getting the right thing. Yes. Oh, these are so good. They're konjac noodles. They're like made of konjac root or something, but they can shape them in like noodles or rice or whatever. And there's kind of no taste to them. You just sauce them up. But like I'm mixing my chicken and stuff in there and beef and just making stir fries on this stuff that has really no carbs. It has like 12 carbs per
Damn.
Mike, were you the one telling me about like we have a friend who boils up rice until it's just gruel?
Yes.
And you were really excited about the sound of that?
That sounds really good.
I tried it. I liked it. But
Really? Like the stuff on the Matrix.
I've been going on, exactly. But I can make it taste like corn flakes Lamar.
It might be good, but would rice be better?
It's basically it has no taste. You put syrup or something on if you want, but it's just like to give you some nutrients in the morning and out the door you go.
That sounds awful.
Well, Jeff, I'm not sitting here trying to have the best meals of my life. I'm unlike Lamar here. We'll get to talking about that in just a second. I'm out there to eat.
We call them monster meals.
I'm eating functionally. I'm functional. I got to get jacked by June my own way.
All right.
Why June? Why do you need to be jacked by June?
Because the alliteration is so
Oh,
powerful.
okay.
And that's like beach
right.
season too.
It could be audacious by August. I don't know.
Oh, we're already audacious.
Yeah.
I'll be fat by July.
Speaking of Mike being skinny, look at what shirt I'm wearing. It was a hand me up from Hanford.
Ooh, a hand-me-up. That's the
yeah, there you
floral.
go.
The floral blouse.
Too big on Hanford, and Timmy reaps the rewards.
There you go.
Not bad, huh?
Oh, we should say, our last couple episodes where Mike was in town, and he was in town for partially the Lodge Room show that Lamar played with us at.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was a good time, y'all. Man, that was
was
so
a
great. That was one of the best nights of my life.
It made me really.
Me too.
It was one of the worst of my life. I lead such a nice life that was one of the worst times I've ever had.
It was great.
Right when that show ended, I was like, we got to tour this thing around. This is a fun group. You
it was
guys,
great.
Lamar, us, and Don't Stop.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun. Yeah, I think I was
That'd be very
gonna
fun.
tell y'all. I was thinking about that.
I'm available.
I want to travel. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of LA.
Where are you from, Lamar?
I'm from Atlanta, from Georgia. So yeah, I've been out here for like a long time though. I feel like I'm from here at this point, but I've been out here for like 13 years though.
That's funny to be from Atlanta and to move to Hollywood for Hollywood stuff, and then over the last 13 years, like Atlanta like turned into Hollywood kind of.
I know, it's like they tricked me. Well, I left because I was like, they were like, they waited till I left to start doing all this shit. And I was like, so yeah,
The coast is clear.
let's bring out the studio. It's like Tyler Perry and a bunch of his goons, and they're like, all right, you ready? Lamar's gone. We're gonna take over this town. But yeah, no, it wasn't like that when I was in college. Even I went to. I mean, even though I didn't really I was going to do film stuff. I was actually doing music out there. So I left doing music for the similar reason, but it was it was just so hip hop heavy, and I was getting into like more like folk music and stuff at the time. So I was like, oh, I bet California would like this, and then I came out here. But
cool.
But now it's like everyone's moving to Atlanta to do movies and stuff. It's just crazy.
I feel like I was not there for this, but I feel like the way that we met you was like some sort of backyard screening of shorts or something, and Dave Ferguson met you or something like that.
Oh man, you're taking me back all the way.
All the way. You were a baby.
Yeah, all the way. Yeah. I was a full baby at that backyard screening.
But I remember this was like our old sketch group, the Birthday Boys. I remember Dave saying like, "Hey, I met a funny guy named Lamar."
Yeah, no, that was because we used to do like sketches, like the video sketches and stuff, and we did our site was called Northside Comedy. And then we were big fans of y'all, and we would do like, we screened it at that screen. I think what's the name was there. What's that guy's name? That guy that was on the show about tech on Silicon Valley.
Thomas Middleditch?
No, not him. The other one. The
TJ
one
Miller.
TJ Miller.
Yeah. He was there.
I remember that night. It was like in the backyard, right? And there was like a yes. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Was this not Successful Alcoholics? Was that the short that played, or was that a different one? Do you remember that short?
Yeah,
that was
what
that was
I think
Kroll,
this is
right?
before that. I think this is at the dawn of time.
Wow. Okay. This is what the audience wants to hear me fumble through.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, remember that?
They like that.
Like, let's just think
TJ
for a
Miller
second.
was there. But yeah.
He was there, or he may not have been. I don't remember.
Ferguson came up to me. He was like, hey, funny stuff, man. I was like, who the hell are you, man? I don't need your approval. And then he was like, I didn't know what UCB was at the time, and he told me about UCB. And then that's how I found out what UCB was, through him, actually.
That's funny though, Dave acting like he's Lorne Michaels or something. Like funny stuff. You get the thumbs up from me.
Stuff, kid.
Are you gonna make something? Yes. So what you say your name was again? Yeah. He was a guy like you. No, he was great. He changed my life, actually.
Damn.
All right, Dave.
All right, Dave.
Way to go, Dave.
He changed your life, and then the best night of your life was at the Lodge Room just a couple weeks ago. I feel like we're involved with all of it.
Yeah, who said y'all?
He changed my life at the Lodge Room. He pissed me off. I was having such a good time.
You know how I met Dave Ferguson? I was he auditioned for an Ithaca College TV show that I was the head writer of, and I remember being like watching the monitors and be like, "This Ferguson, he reminds me of Dana Carvey. He's good." I gave him the thumbs up. The Johnny Carson wave.
So you changed his life. Yeah. See, you sparked the brain that will change the world.
I'm still waiting on that first thumbs up, you know?
You'll get it, Jeff.
Yeah, when's Ferguson going to change your life, Jeff?
Maybe
When
the
is
end of this
Ferguson gonna
episode.
step in? Maybe.
Well, you guys want to get into some booze news?
Yes.
Yes.
Bip, booze news. Hit it.
Tony's? You ever seen this rapping before?
Tony's Chocolonely. Tony's Chocolonely. Tony's Chocolonely. Tony's Chocolonely.
Okay. Dude Looks Like Tony Chocolonely was sent to us by Bolarium. And if you have a booze news theme, email it to the sloppyboyspodcast@gmail.com. Was that a chocolate bar?
That was when we were doing, what was the recent drink we were doing chocolate shavings into something?
Yes. Mudslide.
Mudslide. And I got, remember those big Tony chocolate bars that you see in like
Yeah.
Wrapped in paper.
I had never gotten one before, and I just saw one. I was like, "Ooh, I'll use this." And I had that voice was me saying, "Have you ever seen Tony's rapping?" And I was holding up the big rapping thing,
Yes.
or not the rapping, the wrapping paper.
And you didn't know it would go on to become a classic booze news theme.
No, I didn't. I felt like who did that one, Tim?
Bolarium. He gave you the thumbs up.
Valerium gets the
Damn,
thumbs
everybody's
up.
getting thumbs up for me.
You'll get it, Jeff.
I wonder if Valerium was pushing as far as he could on that one note to have Tim go, or to have Jeff go, Tony Chocolonely. like it's like.
Okay, so today's booze news, I wanted to talk about something wine related because it's a wine show. And
I'm pretty whiny myself.
Mike.
Mike, stop.
I'm a wino, I should say. I'm drunk.
No, you're supposed to say for the show. But here's the news. I'm dropping this in the chat for you guys to see this new thing.
Oh, whoa.
There is a
shit.
Japanese company that you can pay to age your bottle of wine for you at the bottom of the ocean for a year.
Wow.
Oh shit.
So
Let you watch it via smartphone.
So basically, it's the company is Kayu Matsuri, and I guess that the vibrations of the ocean will give wine a distinct flavor. Bring out Mike, you know about this?
Yeah.
They do. They do.
That sounds some
With any
bullshit.
food, really. You put any food or drink under the ocean for a while.
Oh, this is good. Keep going because I have personal experience with this, Tim.
putting food under the ocean?
No, the vibrations in the water. But go on.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, this basically just you give this Japanese company $700.
That's pretty
and
good.
And then they have a cage that you can fill with up to 12 bottles. They sink it down to the bottom of the ocean. You wait a year, you get it back. And I guess in addition to the taste, it's like a cool thing that like then your bottle is covered in barnacles.
Yeah, you got a barnacle. That's good.
And it looks funny. And then here's the thing that made me laugh was that there's a live cam on your bottles 24/7, and you can watch from a phone. You can check in on your bottles all year long.
Those bottles are in
like
a
a
fish
app.
tank downtown.
I guarantee you half that $700 is just to like set up the webcams and do all the bandwidth shit. Like this would be a lot
It's too
cheaper
much
if they didn't
overhead.
have a nanny cam.
Because you can't own property at the bottom of the ocean. The water line is the thing, right? So anyone could probably just go take that shit unless you had a cam on it.
Well, Tim, you want to hear my story?
Yes.
Friend of mine, girlfriend, let's say.
Oh.
Had
Wow,
a,
are things getting hot and heavy at this point, or what?
hold on, and let me get to
All
this.
right,
story.
all right, all right.
Had a gift from her parents for an ultrasonic bath. You heard of this sort of thing? It's sort of like a sensory deprivation chamber, but it's like basically like a queen size bed tub that you walk in through like a little submarine hatch door, and you lay in about 1.5 feet, 2 feet of water, and they have speakers in the water that are throwing sound waves at you. So it's like spa music, but you hear like the different waves. Sometimes they line up, sometimes they don't. So it's like whoa, 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 whoa. And it's supposed to be super beneficial. And I was like, yeah, whatever, let's do this. Sounds relaxing, even if I don't buy into all of the chakra stuff necessarily. Or maybe I do buy into the chakra stuff, but I don't think that this place in Frogtown is maybe like the best execution of it. So I do this thing. I sip my tea afterwards. We leave. It was a great time. I drink that night a little too much. Hungover the next morning. So like not a particularly healthy weekend. But come nightfall, I'm feeling razor sharp. Razor sharp. And the next day, on it. Super sharp all day. Next day, super sharp all day. 5 days in a row of just being like, I could fly an F-16 right now. Just,
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Not for these United States, you can't.
But I remember being in the bath, and they said like certain frequencies might stress you out. That's okay. Work through it. Other ones might make you feel a little different. Try to make note of what makes you feel weird. And there were three times that I felt weird. One, I felt like my skin, I guess, was like kind of like falling apart at the seams, like jelly. Like, you know, you soak a jelly or a gummy bear in water and it just gets like gelatinous on the edges.
I remember we soaked him in vodka once.
I felt gelatinous for a little bit, but I was like, hey, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Another moment came.
Enjoy being gelatinous?
I felt extremely alert. Lights came on and I was just like, I went from being chill and like, hey, I'm just kind of feeling this to like, boink.
If the lights went on?
No. Just staring at the ceiling, being like, something about this is making me feel activated.
Huh?
And then the last one I remember was like feeling really heavy in one of them and like drawing like the back of my hair and the back of my skin. And I felt like I was laying on a solid object rather than water. So they're just like little things where, you know,
while you were in there
for like a solid hour and you just kind of like feel these different sensations. But the net result, I was Superman for like 5 days.
Wow.
Damn.
That's pretty dope. What kind of music? Did they tell you what kind of music's playing?
It was like,
Yeah,
it was truly like, you know, sound waves, like not even music with the beat. It was just like,
So it didn't sound like they even gave it a pleasant ambient style. It's more just like these are vibrations.
truly, it's just like they have frequencies that they're like trying out on you.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
Okay.
When you said you had a story about vibrations of the water, I thought you were going to talk about when you puked on a surfboard.
Yeah, that was
I
the
thought
other
we could
time.
talk about being in a jacuzzi and then getting aroused with, with the jets.
Getting aroused with the jets, fucking the jets, all that type of stuff.
Man, you guys ever try and fuck a jet?
No.
Not when it's on.
No.
Good luck. Good luck fucking when it's on.
I've never fucked a hot tub jet, but I basically did everything but. We just kind of didn't want to take that.
Some hand
that
stuff.
I will say I won't say what I've done with a hot tub, but I have performed aftercare with a hot tub.
So it was some intense BDSM. And
Yes, it may have gotten a little intense. Certain safe words were used, shouted by some of us.
Is that it for booze news? Are we going to descend further into filth?
no, we'll stick to
never.
proper talk. Thank you to Kanger for that news story and wrap it up.
Oh, Kanger, nice. Ooh, the classic. Is that
Duck Hunt.
Mario 2?
Mario 2.
Mario 2. Well. I guess it looks like it's time for me to introduce the drink of the day. We have a guest, and we have a guest known for, well, you like wine, don't you, Lamar?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
are.
love that.
Now you're a connoisseur. Let me know if I'm getting any of this stuff wrong, because you're the expert as far as I can tell.
Who told you that?
I just assumed with the Grand Cru stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's probably why they hired you, because you know what.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with this.
Well, I do want to hear about the Grand Cru stuff, but Mike, you continue.
I know. I think. Let me do the drink. We'll make the drinks. Then we'll come back and we'll sit with Lamar and he can hash it out.
Okay.
You can tell us what we got wrong.
Because I want to hear about Grand Cru. I want to hear about the album. I want to hear about it all.
Okay.
Ready? We're talking today about orange wine. Orange wine. You've had?
Yes.
No.
No, me neither. Lamar, you've had?
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot.
You're our wine guy.
Yeah, I love wine. I don't know if it's clear.
I had never. I mean, I've heard of it. I never had it. Maybe I had a sip from somebody. I got all this info from delish.com. Orange wine is not made with oranges. Is this news to anybody?
It was to you.
It was to me, and it certainly seemed to be the headline of every single article I looked at.
Wow.
Really? You guys just thought, of course, it's called orange, but it's a grape wine. You're better than me, I guess.
call all wine grape wine.
Anyway.
You know, the next thing I heard, though, Mike, because at first I figured that, like, oh, it's probably made from oranges. And then I hear the big thing you hear is, no, skin contact.
Yeah.
And of course, I thought human skin. My brain doesn't go right to grape skin.
No, I did think that too. Like, I thought it had something to do with how they touch it or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or like they
right.
smush it with no boots on.
Yeah.
So, no, it's basically what you do is you think about white wine grapes made in a red wine process. That's all orange wine is. So you take a grape, they smush it, and then they don't remove it from the skins. The skin is fermenting in there with it, which gives it like a darker, like the longer you keep it in there, the longer you get, or the darker the orange will be.
Interesting.
And actually, this is interesting too. I didn't know about this. Rosé is the opposite. It's if you take the skins out of the red wine process. Does that make sense? Yeah.
That I did not know.
Me neither.
That's cool. Although it's a little disappointing because now I feel like we've played all our cards.
Yeah, right. There's got to be new combinations.
There's no other ways to make wine. You did the
Somebody's gonna figure something out.
yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, you want to feel old? This
Yes.
drink dates back to 6000 BCE.
Mike, that makes me feel
okay.
young.
Yeah.
I'm much younger than that.
The orange wine goes way back. I did think it was like a new like white girl thing. Like it felt like it just happened.
It's definitely
Like, it
having
was
a
just
moment
kinda-
right now.
Here's
Yeah.
somebody on TikTok said this. Now, I don't know how true this is because they don't write for delish.com, but they said that in the early 2000s, like 2001, there were. Oh, this comes from Georgia, by the way. Georgia, the country, not this.
Sorry, Lamar.
Not where you're from.
Nice
Lamar.
try.
Nice try, dude.
People call it the birthplace of wines.
They started making wine as soon as I left. Yeah, I think every time I leave, they do some shit. But yeah,
They do all your favorite stuff. They make movies and make wine.
that does happen to me every time I go to a wine bar. They go, "This is from Georgia," and that conversation, the same conversation. I go, "Oh, Georgia," and they're like, "No, Georgia." And it happens every time without fail, and there's never going to be a moment where it's actually my hometown. they have one winery out there that they have like a peach. They actually do have a wine that's made from peaches, like peach wine. That's not made from grapes.
Made from the peaches.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
It's not good though.
Much the way one would think that orange wine is made from oranges. Anyway, so and to think that, you wouldn't be wrong or foolish to think that. If you're listening at home, say, "Oh, I thought you're okay if orange wine you thought was oranges." But somebody online on TikTok was saying that when Georgia they export a lot of their orange wine to Russia, and then the early 2000s Russia was sanctioned. So they sent a lot of it to like Europe and the US now. So that's how we got it. I don't know if that's true. I feel like it just got popular.
Yeah.
But who knows? I'm just looking through my little thing here. Keep it slightly chilled. Kind of treat it like a white wine a little bit. But the darker it gets, like 55 degrees it says. How much is a...
I left mine in the sun.
Mine's 56 degrees.
They said if it's a darker color, you treat it more like a red wine. Keep it room temp. See, this is a very diverse wine. It can pair with anything, kind of. Also, this article said it's good for it's good before a meal or between a meal and dessert. So anytime. And it said it's good for coming off a red, but you don't want to get back into a fruity or acidic thing. So if you want to transition nicely from a white into a red as the night goes on. What else? That's all I can tell you, really. A lot of people confuse it for natural wine, which isn't the case.
Oh.
Right, because it got popular around the same time. Like all of these feel very like I hadn't heard of them until 3 years ago. Skin contact, natural wine, orange wine.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, for me, they all go together as wines that I'm allowed to drink cold. And that's what I love, is to sit outside and have like a chilled red or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, I don't have many wine glasses, so I have just kind of like a white wine glass. It's this thing I read suggested, have a big open bowl red wine glass. Chill it like white, serve it like red.
Wow.
Right, good job, dude.
Really
That's
good
not bad,
stuff.
not bad.
Really
Plus,
good.
we get some editing and tighten up the ums and ahs. I think that's going to be a nice little report.
The oohs and ahs from us.
the ums and ahs for me. And yeah, you guys keep it down too.
I was salivating.
Yeah, that was really interesting stuff.
So,
I was really
Mike,
taking it in.
am I allowed to ask Lamar about Grand Cru, or do you have rules about when?
Let's do that now. Okay, let's do that now.
Well, I mean, I also am excited to drink.
I want to hear with wine in hand. Yeah.
With wine in hand.
All
Okay.
right. So, folks, we're going to go pour these wines, and we'll be right back with more Sloppy Boys after this.
Bring your wine back, too, so we can read the labels and stuff.
Smart.
And we're back. Orange wine in hand. Let's see them.
How does your wine measure up? Ooh, all different types.
I'm the wine guy, but I have like just a regular ass cup. We can't see it. There you go.
You're drinking out of a pint glass.
I said open bowl. Red wine.
Oh yeah, you got that open bowl. That is definitely an open bowl.
This actually, this is pretty, the camera's deceiving. This is pretty thin.
It's a closed bowl.
It's a
I
closed
did
bowl.
order a bunch of wine glasses, but over the course of like 2 months, I've broke all of them. just either somehow like falling down or like I knocked them over on whatever. They just were so easy to break. So now I'm back to my beer glasses.
Man, I have some glasses that are like monogrammed, like martini glasses and old fashioned glasses, and when they break, I'm so sad.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing.
When we did the Birthday Boys, one of the, I think season 1 gifts, we had Birthday Boys pint glasses made for this
I have
crew
mine.
and stuff. I know I barely use mine because I'm like, I don't want to take this thing out.
It belongs in a museum.
One of my only good pint glasses, and it's like I'm afraid to drink out of it. All right, are we doing like sniffs of this? What's the best way to go about that? You know,
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, see what flavors you smell.
You just jam your nose down there and suck in.
Yeah, you can open your mouth a little bit while you're sniffing it.
ooh,
Ah, shit, I got some in my nose.
Well, I would say that mine is well, we'll get into what everybody went with, but I would say that I'm smelling. It smells like white wine, right? I'm not distinctly smells like a white wine. I'm not getting the orange into my nose.
all right, I'm sipping.
Okay,
Enough sniffing.
sips.
Yeah, mine's really good. It has like a not too strong, a nice like dry. It's kind of dry.
I like dry.
Tasting some grapefruit up in there.
Oh, this is good.
Grapefruit.
This tastes a lot like white Chardonnay, maybe. Damn, I don't know wines very well.
Yeah, it's like because most orange. When I first got into orange wine, a lot of it was funky. Like the fun of it was that it was like stank almost, like it was like a stanky ass wine. But this actually is kind of mild. Whatever we have right here is like kind of like a mild, like smooth orange wine, which is good because I stopped drinking orange wine for that reason because it was just too much. And then
too much stank.
So there's too much stank on it. Now that I drink this. Now that I'm drinking this, I'm like, this is the kind of orange wine I would drink if I did, because I kind of stopped drinking orange wine after a while. But
so what is that? Where's did you buy that or did Jeff buy that?
I got him some bottles at that place, Lou, on Hillhurst.
That's where I went. I love Lou.
Yeah, they were very helpful. I just went in and said like, hey, can you point me to a couple bottles of just like beginner orange wine? Like I want like a good cross section of like intro to orange wine,
Yeah, and what did Lou point you toward?
Colfook.
Okay.
You see this?
yeah, that's what I'm
Colfook.
drinking.
It's from Austria. I got Lamar one of those, and then another one of
Fascinating.
Hey, mine is called Naken, Naken,
yeah.
and it also is from Austria, made with organic grapes from Austria.
Is the idea like that we don't do a lot of like California, France for orange wines?
I do hear Austria a lot. Even when I order it at the bar, Austria is what comes up a lot.
That's what I always think of, Austrian or German, especially with those, like when I order one at a bar, I also like the kind of pungent one. So I'll say to you, like, do you have a stanky orange wine? And then I feel like a lot of times they say, well, it's like German or Austrian.
What makes it like stanky and like, because I don't know how to just, I don't know wines very well or how to describe them. When you say stanky, is that closer to a red wine?
Like with natural wines or
Like
all the
fermented,
popular
fruity.
wins of the last few years, they kind of taste like kombucha a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
kombucha.
Okay. Like you can almost taste the alcohol more?
I think you're just like tasting rot. You just leave it in there.
Well, that's not
it's
what
just
I like to hear.
And well, I do like that, and that's mainly what I've got. And like, if you go to a place like Covell, you get to try a couple, like, and so you can go one way or the other. But I also went to Lou today, and I posed that same question. I was like, I'm looking for a down the middle, straightforward, iconic orange wine because I'm going on a podcast. And he showed me some like beginner ones. He showed me that one, and then I was about to buy a different one, and then he said, well, orange wine, it's really popular now, but originally it's from Georgia. Would you like a Georgian brand that's been doing it forever? And so that's, I got this one, Papari Valley. And he's like, this, like long before orange wine was cool, this is one that they've been making forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's a cool label. Is that a horse on it?
Is it stanky?
yeah, it has a horse on it. And no, it's not stanky. It's I would say Chardonnay, like kind of like what Mike was saying. I'm getting Chardonnay, and then something in the aftertaste is like, I don't know, almost like olive oily to me or something.
My lighting isn't. I tried this new light you can see here. It's one of those Amazon light. We were talking last time. Jeff was like, you could either get Digilight or Moto. They're all the same shit.
Yeah, right. The sunset light.
This is one, sunset light, and has a little remote with it. But anytime I turn on, or if I turn the volume up on my TV, it turns red. And it just turns off if I turn the TV off sometimes. So it's not very good, but I can get it on one color.
That's great.
You look cool.
But
But anyway, my whole point was this is looking in this light looks a lot like a rosé to me.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, why not?
Which is just the opposite. It's just the opposite way they make it. It's fine.
Lamar, have you been to this place called Alma's?
Almost not.
Cider bar?
It's a cider bar, and it's on, I want to say, Virgil?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, really? No, I've never heard of
It's
that.
just south of the Virgil. So it's a cider bar. They do have some beers. The guy who owns it was like, I was sick of going to bars that had 30 beers and 2 ciders, so I just flipped it. So there's just like, they have tons of ciders. And if you want stanky, man, you just said you were trying to dial down stanky, but if you ever want to dial it back up, go to Alma's.
That's perfect, Jeff. Because the cider, that taste, I get stanky with it.
That's like fruit wine. It's like all the weird variant stuff, which is like a lot of things can have alcohol in them that aren't like lagers and pilsners.
I got to check that out because I love cider. Yeah, you're right. They'd only have like one option for that. Yeah.
Now, Lamar, do you like cocktails and beer as well, or is it wine is your top?
So yeah. Well, speaking of Grand Cru, we could talk if you want to talk about that. We can.
Yes, let's get. I want to hear the dawn of your whole relationship with wine, where it started, and all of it.
Because Grand Cru, the story of Grand Cru is part of that. But
Great.
So to answer your question, we'll work our way back. I'm fully a tequila person. I mean, I am getting back into wine slowly, but I have. But we started going to me. This was right like back in 2015. Me, the homie Phil Jackson, y'all know Phil, and my homie Carl Tart and Aaron Covington, and we were like a group of black dudes who were trying to try out wine. But it was like that place was so cool because they never made you feel like, even if you didn't know what the hell you were doing, they didn't make it was a one wine place that was just like, we're gonna help you through this. And we just would go in there, and we were all like, it was kind of around the time we all first started working in the industry, and it became this like almost like therapy group where we would be like, man, fucking like this writer's room is tough or whatever. And we'd be able to talk to each other about it and stuff. And it became like like our kind of sanctuary. So we go there all the time or whatever. And then, and then we all kind of got into wine together. I made this album called Wine Bars because I got really into wine during the pandemic. It was not healthy, but
yeah, right.
Hey, we started a whole fucking podcast about alcohol.
I was gonna ask y'all, did y'all do this? Like, did this start during the pandemic? It totally, like, you know why? Because it feels like this is something I was doing a lot during the pandemic, like drinking and being on Zoom.
Like looking at the Zoom screen drunk is exactly.
Yeah. I was like, why does this feel so familiar? Yeah,
I know.
I remember doing like 3-hour long Zoom things with like just like a gang of like UCB friends or whatever, people you don't see all the time, and it's just like whoever could like people show up and leave whatever, and you'd have like maybe 9 or 12 squares on the screen. You don't even have to feel like you have to talk. It was just on.
Yeah,
and then it was just like seeing someone who you know.
But I would think by the time it was done, I'd be like drunk by myself in my apartment, and I'd close my laptop, and I'd be like, if an alien was looking at me, they would just see like a dude getting hammered and looking at his laptop for 3 or 4 hours and going to bed.
They'd say the same thing. You know how those we don't know how those spaceships work.
Yeah, they do that same shit.
they'd be like, oh, they're only here on this technical journey.
Yo, you're not lying, Jeff, because it's like I would never be accountable for what I'm doing. I'm just sitting on the Zoom, just taking it, and then this shit would end, and then I'd be alone by myself, like I'm fucked up right now. Like,
the first time you stand up in like 2 hours.
So one thing I did when it was like a little safer, like not like a little bit after the first round of all the virus and shit, people were trying to figure out things to do outside and hang out. One of the things I figured out we could do was go to the winery because it shit is like an open air. They're all outside. So me and the homies went up to San Luis, I can never say this right, San Luis Obispo, something like that. But
San Luis Obispo Beach.
Yeah, the San Luis Obispo Beach disaster. But we went up there and we just went to every fucking winery, right? So I'm like, we're just hopping around, and I'm loving it because I'm thinking I know about wine and shit because we started getting into it, and I'm just signing. They like, you want to sign up for a club? And I'm like, hell yeah. I don't even know what it means really. I'm just like, man, sign me up or whatever. So I'm just signing up for every winery, and that shit. And this is a nightmare because it's basically taking money out of my account, and they're sending me boxes of wine like every month. And then so I'm in the crib. I ain't got shit to do. Yeah, this during the pandemic. So I'm just drinking fucking bottles of this wine. Like I'm just like, it wouldn't stop coming. Like, cause I wouldn't even get through it. It would just be like,
Yeah, just stacking crates of wine.
Wait a minute, this sounds familiar. Either you've told me this before or Carl had the same thing. Would Carl have been getting those too?
He was with me because he came with me on the trip, and we both were like, "Yo, sign us up, sign me up to the motherfucking club." Because I'm thinking like, I want to be in the club. I want to be like a wine guy now, and I didn't realize it was going to send me. I mean, in a way, it was cool because it would send you one of each varietal, like, and educate you. Be like, here's like a Pinot Noir, Cab Franc, all this shit. So I'm feeling real classy, but it's during the pandemic, so I'm like thinking that it's better than drinking liquor or whatever. Like that's gonna be healthier. And then so I just was drinking a lot of it, but I got really into wine doing that because I was really actually learning about the different types because there was just so many different types coming. But then we did Grand Cru. so then Phil wrote a show about us kind of connecting at this wine bar, and he sold it to NBC or whatever, and he was always talking about it, and he originally the title was Cheers N-word. I ain't gonna say it on here, but it was we used to call it that. I don't even know how that would have worked, but yeah, like we were all into wine sincerely at the time, like really into it. I thought I'd be into it the rest of my life, and then I wrote the album Wine Bars because I wrote the album while all that wine was coming to it was during the pandemic, and the whole album was like I wanted to do like a rap album that you could play at a wine bar. It was like the idea. And then right after I dropped the album, that's when I got hired on Grand Cru. So it was like right into that. And we were just constantly all the writers, like we would kind of hang out at the wine bar to get to know each other and stuff. And it was great. We were all connecting on wine. And then, they had great show. It was a beautiful show.
Yeah, dude.
By the end of it, I definitely got tired of wine. Not because of the show, but I was just getting. I get older. I get acid reflux, and wine was just giving me insane acid reflux. And I was like, man, fuck this. So I got back on the tequila, and that's a clean drunk right there. I'm like, that's good.
Wait, Lamar, how do you drink tequila? You go straight or rocks, or you mix it with?
I do straight or neat unless they got the big rock, but I like one big rock.
Right.
But I usually go pretty high up. Or like I tried this tequila called Tequila Ocho that I love. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, you mentioned
tequila.
it on the record. I know Ocho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see. I rap what I know. I rap my life. but yeah. So that and Fortaleza, some other shit. But yeah.
Nice. I didn't know about that. That's so cool that like had the attitude of like, we'll welcome you in, and like, if you don't know about wine, we're not snooty about it.
When you order there, they bring you to, like you say what you're in the mood for, and they bring you to, and they pour you to, and you get to pick. So you're like automatically learning, even if you don't want to.
That's cool. I because I think that's the big barrier with wine, right? It's like
and the menu always changes, so you never really can go in there confident anyway. Even if you know about wine, you're like, they got to tell you what they got anyway. So you just, it's like, all right, you never feel like, because, when I order at the bar, I feel like I'm being annoying. Like I'm being like, I can't. They're like, I don't know what I want. They're stressed out or whatever.
It goes to show you be nice to people. They're going to make a TV show about you.
Every time.
Yeah. Every time. It's guaranteed.
Restaurants, be nice to your servers or your people because they could be making a TV show about you. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Timmy.
Well, I was gonna say that. Did you order? Isn't that a thing that happens at? You can get the food from next door.
Yeah, on Sunday on brunch, I used to do that for breakfast. Like we would go get the and then bring them into
which is cool because they have their own food like charcuterie and stuff, but then they allow you to bring food in, which a lot of places don't if they have food. So Phil creates a show. He hires you to write for it, casts Carl in it. Now it's on NBC 2 seasons. Could you keep going to? Or did that show kind of blow up your spot and that was no longer a good place for your friend group to hang?
Because it was the exterior, right?
No, it was so actually it was Gold Line. So the bar the inside. So if you go to Gold Line in Highland Park, It looks just like every time I go there, I have a hard time because I'm like, I feel like I'm at work or like I'm at set.
right.
It's like, that shit look just like the set.
It looks just like it. They modeled the inside after it. Yeah.
But never. Honestly, like, this is probably the first. We don't even really talk about it because people probably could have started pulling up there. Like, and they go, okay, because we meet up there every day. But, like, we never really reference
we can
bleep it. We'll bleep it away.
We bleeped it before, yeah. We won't talk
yeah, bleep it because them motherfuckers start pulling up. But no, it's whatever. But yeah, it might be better. Yeah, they we kept going. It was like a situation where it would be like we would be at work all day in the room talking about being at a wine bar, talking about like everything, and then all my friends worked in the room. So we would, the people who, like Aaron worked there too. So we were all the same crew in the room, and we'd be like, what do you want to do after work? And it's like, you go to and it's just like, it feels like you're never off work.
It's just
in a way.
fucking constant.
Drunk all the time.
And every single time you're there, you're going, this gives me an idea for an episode.
Basically, yeah, that's what happened. You know what it's? I'm like, it's not that it was. I mean, it was one of the best rooms I ever worked there on. But it was like you're sitting there, you're thinking of ideas are coming up, and you're like, well, I'm sitting right next to the showrunner. I should just tell him this idea. But it's like I'm like, but also I'm like, I want to talk about other shit too. But it's like, so that became that was the only issue. But it was still that the number one spot where I'll be up there. I was there yesterday.
That's great.
Yeah.
What a fun time having a show with your very best friends.
Yeah, we all recommend it.
Hey, you guys did that too.
I'd like to do that one day in my life.
Highly recommended, folks, if you can swing it.
Now, when we had the Birthday Boys show and we'd be hanging out in the writer's room, and then it was time to hang out, I'd try to get everyone to go to Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
Oh yeah,
and get bags of crawfish and get put bibs on and reach. I got us there maybe twice.
Yeah.
But I wanted that to be our watering hole.
It was tough because if you went there, you kind of had to go immediately home to
and
shower.
like you put on gloves and like somehow the sauce gets through the gloves and you're like sweating in the gloves and you're picking it. It's a terrible experience.
There's a place like that around me right now that I've been wanting to go to, but I just need the right crew and at the right time.
You're looking at the crew
because not everyone wants to go to those types of places.
I'm in
a messy place.
My sister loves that place. Like she's
really.
They have it in Atlanta. They have one in Atlanta. It's like her favorite spot.
I love the taste of it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing what they're doing. You know.
It is a beautiful thing. It's all in the same pot. I love that.
I'm pretty fumbly and clumsy with the shells and stuff, but I like watching somebody that maybe grew up in a coastal place where like because they also have shrimp and everything there and crab and stuff. I love watching somebody like disassemble a crab really fast. Because when I eat crab, I'm eating all shell.
You got to watch a pro. It's like watching your dad put on a tie and you're like, God, he's fast.
Completely. God, that took me back. That took me back. That took me way back.
Hey, I saw your. I don't know if I can't say if I met your dad. I think I maybe shook your dad's hand at New Year's one year, a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, he was up in there killing.
Did your dad come out?
I had a New Year's party. And my dad was there. Yeah, he pulled. I used to be. I had like this big New Year's party, and he was. My dad and my stepmom pulled up. They came in town for it. It was cool.
Are they in Atlanta?
Yeah, yeah, they love it there
to this day,
to this very day. But yeah, they. I think they mentioned you actually. No, I don't know. I can't remember. But we definitely went out the next morning and we were like, I wanted to get their take on it. All my friends were like, tell me what you think of this person.
I love it. Let's talk shit. Yeah, I love it.
They like everybody. It was cool. It was cool to see. It was kind of a cool like moment because I was like, you could tell the wine's kicking in because I'm just rambling now.
That was perfect.
When my dad, when I first left Atlanta to LA, I don't think he wanted me to go. Like, I think he didn't think it was going to work out, you know? And it's like that interesting thing where you leave with like nothing. I'm like staying on a homie's couch out here. And then for him to come out and see this New Year's party where it's like, I built this entire community or whatever. It was like, you could tell he was like, damn, this is what you did this. And I was like, you ain't believe in me. I told you it don't work out. Shit was awesome.
I think it's funny how my parents are great and they're supportive and proud of me too. But isn't it funny trying to explain UCB to a parent that hasn't come to see it yet? I always think back on how stupid, like me at like 24, thinking, like telling my parents like, oh, I'm doing stuff at UCB. And they're like, okay, we don't know what that is. And then like a couple months later calling me like, so now I'm directing a mod team. And they're like, what's that? And where is that? I'm like, well, it's at UCB. And they're like, that's the same building that you're at every night. I'm like, yeah. But I get $60 a week now.
I mean, my parents the whole time we were there doing like the monthly show for like 7 straight years. They were like, shouldn't they be paying you for this? Which
it was only 4. It's only 4.
Really?
We were only doing 4 for the monthly show. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Felt like forever. But and you know, that shouldn't they be paying you would come to a head. It would turn out. But it's funny, like when we had the TV show, that they get it clicks because it's like, oh, we know what a TV show is, and this is all leading up to this. And then afterwards, you know, I'm working on like doing these albums with these guys, and I'm like, yeah, we just played, you know, the Satellite. Well, we just did another show at the Satellite, and they're like, cool, how's work? like that's your hobby, right? And I was like, yeah, but like the last hobby turned into a fucking TV show. Give me some credit.
Before.
Yeah, give me some time. Yeah, that is funny. That is the funny life of an artist. Like, it's like you get successful in one thing, and I'm just like, all right, now I'm going to do something that's not paying me at all. Then, try to do it again, and now it's harder, so much harder to explain. With my mom, I'm like, yeah, I was like, I got a show with the Sloppy Boys next week. And they're like, and she's like, wait, are you writing on it?
She probably lost it. She probably was fucking climbing up the wall.
Like, how did you fucking get tickets?
And then I have to explain, like, no, they're comedians, but they do music too. And I'm also doing music as well now. That's what I'm doing now. I'm like, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But,
I mean, like, my parents are supportive, but like, they just, you know, it's a whole different like way of going about life.
Yeah. Damn. But my dad did get into, they were really into Grand Cru to the point where me and him got on this, actually speaking of orange wine, like we decided we had met this guy who had an orange wine winery up in Santa Barbara. And we were trying to come up with like a campaign to basically, I was trying to figure out how to be like the orange wine brand ambassador and like like, yeah, because my dad's he's like a business guy. He's an accountant. He's like a smart guy. So we were trying to figure out a business plan to like basically be like, how do we make orange wine like the wine of a comedy writer?
That's good.
Like we would do commercials where I'm like trying to write a bit and then I would sip on the wine. None of this happened. We didn't do it, but I was thinking about it. I mean, I think it could have worked, but I don't know. We just didn't follow up.
You had a video that cracked me up where you were like, you know, it was like a music video, but in it you were acknowledged as like Lamar, the Hollywood writer, and you were helping like an older woman.
Oh yeah, you have to go over to her house.
It was like a Sunset
like
Boulevard
general meetings that happen all the time, but it was the seductive version of it.
that was so great.
Shout out to Casey Faye, directed that.
Oh, great job, Casey.
I was trying to recreate Sunset Boulevard. That is kind of how it goes, though, which is kind of funny. It just feels like that is kind of like what it's like.
That is you have that habit, like you get paired up with someone if somebody's thinking about getting into TV and they want to talk to a writer, you go meet with them. That's like a part of your life, right?
Yeah, like it doesn't happen as much anymore. But I think in the beginning it would be a lot of like so and so needs a writer. Do you want to meet them? And then we would meet and then get to know each other. And they would have like not really an idea of anything, but they would say like, basically like, come up, help me fix this. And then, or help me come up with a writer version of this, what this is. And then sometimes it will work out, and most of the time it just ends up being, they end up becoming like more of a cool friend than if anything. And then we never end up making a thing together. But it's a cool way it was cool to meet people.
None of my shit ended up in being friends. I directed Katy Perry. We are not friends.
What the fuck?
It turns out pop stars don't like it when you ask them to do something 6 times in a row, 8 times in a row.
Here's my thing. When that does happen and nothing comes of it, okay, I met like T-Pain or whatever. like T-Pain wants to make a TV show or whatever, and you go there, and then it's like a great meeting. My question is like, if you saw Katy, like I'm wondering if I saw T-Pain or if you saw Katy Perry, would you feel like you could go talk to them? Because I feel like so much time has gone by where I feel like I probably...
Yeah, right.
He probably has no idea who I am at this point.
There are those situations with celebrities where you have to be like, I could either say hello and they'll know me, or I'll have to explain how they know me. And
Yeah,
that's
of course.
Not
Right,
fun.
and then why are you doing it?
Right.
It's like they're not going to be happy to see me.
Yeah, no.
They're
never
right.
psyched about that guy.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're the one that shot down all my ideas. I'm like,
Yes, how are you?
How you guys doing on that orange wine? I'm down here, you see?
I'm good. I'm on my second glass.
Second class.
What are you on?
Oh, I stopped counting, but I don't finish the whole thing before I pour more. You see, I'm kind of always
Yeah,
pouring.
that's why wine always sort of catches up. Pitcher beer too. I never know.
Have you guys heard that song Orange Wine?
No.
Well, actually, there's a couple of them now because, like we mentioned, this sort of like having a moment. Black Odyssey's got one, Stella Cole's got one, but there's this other one. I kind of didn't even want to play it on the pod.
Oh no.
But you have to, Jeff. I mean,
Oh no. Is
now
this
you
something?
piqued our interest.
I mean, it's worth playing, but because it's rising up the charts. It's not top 10 or anything. We got a lot going on. Taylor and
Yeah, sure.
Beyonce and stuff. But here's one I found that
Sam Smith. He's probably hanging out there somewhere in the building.
I'll play for if you want to hear it.
yeah.
We do, yeah, absolutely.
We do. We definitely
would love
do.
to.
What's up?
Oh no.
We're back.
Ready or not,
Tiny Tony,
here I come.
Sir Slime.
You can't hide.
It's fun time, bitch.
Oh no.
Kicking back with some orange wine.
Where'd you get that wine?
It's easy to find. Steal a bottle of white from your dad's collection.
And add a little bit of that orange complexion. Red food coloring,
2 drops.
yellow food coloring. I don't like it if it don't gleam gleam.
Now come on, Tony, let's do the dancing.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the
Orange wine.
yeah.
Orange wine. Over $1,300,000,000,300 million. Trump just talks the talk. We walk the walk. Orange wine.
Nah, it's not fun. I've got school.
Oh no!
I'm so
I hated
sorry.
That.
I know.
I hated that.
Man.
Little Tony and Sir Slime.
That's Tiny Tony and Sir Slime, Seals and Crofts Jr.
Right.
They did that Sea Breeze song a while ago, and we
Right.
haven't heard from them in a while or anybody like
And
them.
then their sons teamed up to be a musical duo as well.
Right. Seals Jr. and Crofts Jr.
Now, Lamar, these are artists who have unfortunately graced our airwaves before. These are terrible artists that
okay.
we've come across. Jeff seems to know these guys better than we do.
No, I don't.
I like the build up though. The build up was,
Yeah,
was
you know,
kind of dope. It was
They're
getting
getting
there.
better. They're getting better.
Yeah, they're getting more complicated.
Some information was wrong. Take some white wine and put the orange. Orange.
Yeah, it didn't hit as well after Mike had explained how it worked before. It's like the context of having like the real
They could have
information and
used
then the
Mike's
fake one is
lecture
like-
for sure. Yeah.
They could have, yeah.
Yeah, they said it was white wine with red food coloring and yellow food coloring makes orange wine. That's
That's not.
we know
right.
that's
wrong.
not true.
That's not right. That's also Seals and Croft Jr. We need to stop. This Nepo stuff is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's bad. Hey, but
bad stuff.
I'll tell you what's good. That was an example of bad music, but Lamar, there's a line in one of your songs that hit me, and I said, "This is a very Sloppy Boys adjacent line," and it says. Give him a ribeye, red wine, some mushroom sauce. I've been rapping since I had a Spider-Man on my drawers. Ribeye's my favorite food. Jeff and Mike love Spider-Man. Mike, you're a thwap kind of guy, right?
Yeah, I got the video game. Spider-Man 2. I got Spider-Man 2. But I fell off for Fortnite. I'm hooked on Fortnite.
But it made me wonder about food. Hanging out at wine bars, wine pairs well with food. Are you into food as well? And what do you like to eat while you're drinking wine?
Yeah, absolutely. Ribeye, red mushroom sauce for sure. I love steak. I love steaks. That's like my favorite food. And I love the wine pairing with steak.
I mean, Tim's the steak guy over here, but he does martini.
I'm specifically, I eat 30 ribeyes a year. If I were to pick, I would probably say Musso and Frank, because I also just love the whole, the 100-year-old kind of vibe of the place. But I love like a winey mushroom sauce, but I'm almost like, if I pay like $60 for a steak, I'm afraid to put anything on it. So I'll order all the, like the blue cheese thing, like in little gravy boats, like the little metal gravy boats, you can have like béarnaise or au poivre or all those on the side. And then I'll put a little dab on each bite as I go.
Yo, you speaking my language, cuz I do the exact same shit. Like, don't touch this steak, but I just need it there for my own anxiety. Like, I need those sauces around. And then I'll be dipping them in that peppercorn. Boom, let me get a little, but I don't go crazy. But honestly, the red wine mushroom sauce was something I never did at restaurants. it was something I just learned how to cook on my own, because I've been cooking a lot of steak at the house just because I've been just trying to figure out like how they do it, like to see if I can match it or whatever.
Are you on a grill or a frying pan?
The cast iron all day. Yeah, cast iron with the garlic and the rosemary. Yeah.
I'm always afraid to bust out my cast iron pan because, oh boy, does it stink up a house. Like you're going to smell like your apartment's going to smell like beef for like 4 days after that. Because you're like burning it basically. It's like 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I live alone. Ain't nobody in here. I'm just, I be in the house just like sitting with the steak. But sometimes it smells good. Like,
so do I. I don't cook steaks, my man.
Yeah. I leave it overnight and that garlic and the rosemary still sitting in the cast iron.
Oh, shit.
And I'll smell it away. It sometimes smells a little gross, but I kind of like it sometimes. But no, I feel you on Musso and Frank's though. It's great. That's a great spot.
Yeah.
Cast iron, you can't like put water on it or suds or anything. You got to just use
you kind of oil it. You want to stay seasoned, right? So you don't ever want to wash this.
That's cool.
I put a salt, like a coarse kosher salt on it to keep it.
And then you just dry wipe it or what? Like,
no, you can wash it, but you just
have to dry it right away so because it'll rust, it'll turn orange and stuff. That's such a thing with chefs that I saw a really funny trolley tweet recently where someone was like, I just made another delicious meal with my cast iron pan. And then it was like a picture of them putting into the dishwasher. And then like 1 million replies like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh, they go ham on you. Let me ask you, Ted, do you pair wine with steak, or how you feel about that, or not?
I mean, much? I'm a martini guy when it comes to steak because I eat the whole steak and then it's sitting in my stomach and then a really cold martini sip goes shing and cuts right through it. But if I don't know much about wine, but if I feel like I've had 2 martinis and maybe I should, and now the entree is here, I will say, would you recommend a dry red wine? Because I don't really want something sweet and Cabernet with a steak. So I'm like, is there a Pinot that's like tannic and grippy and that type of thing?
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do the Pinot a lot, but I kind of, it doesn't hit the same. So I've been kind of like going back to beer. Like I'll just be like, I'll get a steak and a Heineken beer.
No,
like,
Lamar, you can't cut through a steak in your stomach with beer. It's gonna bounce right off. It comes back up your mouth.
I mean, I got gas all night, man. I'd be like, I gotta figure out my stomach. But yeah, it's crazy. You be hooking up. I be hooking up with whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you be in a bedroom and shit, and it'd be like, man, you go to the bathroom, you just be like, farting your ass. It's crazy, man. I just like, I gotta stop eating all this shit. Like, I'm like really at the stage. I guess I'm at the age where I'm like just becoming self-aware of like all my physical health problems. So
limitations.
Yeah.
And then you think in terms of cause and effect. When you're young, you're like, oh, I'm sick, weird. But like at our age, you're like, oh, I ate something and now I feel something.
Yeah.
What do you think got me on that konjac kick? I was looking in the mirror and I didn't like the person I saw anymore.
Mike, I googled that shit while we was pouring wine and shit. That shit was disgusting, yo. That fucking root. Just the root came up. The konjac root. It looked nasty, yo.
Don't eat that. You need the noodle.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't fuck it up.
All right, let's take a little break and we'll come back with our final thoughts. Folks, listen to the ads. They're coming at you. With orange wine and our final thoughts. Lamar, you kick it off. Would you order it again?
Probably a year ago, I stopped drinking orange wine completely. I just was like, this shit is really a fucking trend.
But now you're back in completely.
I'm back in this one because it's not too funky. It's not too hard to drink. It's smooth and it's got the vibe, like you guys were saying, a vibe of a Chardonnay, but with the fun of an orange wine to get to feel like I'm having some fun.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it goes down quick, I love it too.
Do we give it a rating like three sloppies or something?
Well,
like
you can tell how it's affecting me because I just cut off Lamar in mid sentence going, and it goes down quick too. So
and I give it 3 sloppies as well.
3 sloppies as well. I give this 3 sloppies. I think I'm not a big wine person, but I do when I find a wine I am enjoying. I like it. I like this. I will order this it's an order again for me. I'll order this. If I'm with a bunch of basic people and like, hey, let's get orange wine, they'll think I'm a king. And then if I'm with wine snobs, I won't even mention orange wine.
Why? Because they're on to the next?
If you're with wine snobs, just keep your mouth shut, Mike.
Wine snobs, I shouldn't even be there. I'm looking for the exits. But
yeah, what are you doing with them?
I should be back with the basics, impressing them with orange wine.
Mike, you weren't with me and Jeff when we were in Napa. We did a fancy wine tasting all the way. We were drinking like $400 bottles of wine.
Oh, yes.
And the guy would pour us some and then be like, what do you think? And like us having, like, we were having a blast and it tasted delicious, but like all we had to say was like, it's delicious.
Yeah, like, real good job on this one. Real good job.
It's like, well, have some more.
Okay. And then you get lulled into this. Lamar, I don't know if this happened to you when you were visiting the vineyards, but like I was so charmed by the place that then they give you that sheet to order. And the wine that I ordered, I went for like $110 bottle. I'm like a $30 bottle of wine guy, maybe 40 at the most. And I was ordering $110 bottles of wine for no reason, but because I was like, I guess this is my new life. And it just feels, it feels really important to you when you're up there. It's like,
so you gotta go hard. But it's so funny. I've been watching these YouTube videos about wine. And the first thing that I learned was like price. Price is like the one thing that doesn't matter. Or like I didn't realize like, oh, like, you could have a good wine that's cheap. It wouldn't even matter like how much it costs. Like that's like not, it's like completely irrelevant to how they make it, which is kind of specific to wine, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
But Tim, would you order again?
3 sloppies. I love orange wine. I would order it again, but I would say that mine is the kind of Chardonnay straightforward kind, and I definitely prefer a stinky stanky one, and I like it cold during the day. That's what I like. It's an afternoon drink sitting outside with a cold, stinky orange wine is my favorite.
My one thing is I wish it was colder, and that's on me. I even talked about it with Lamar.
Nah, that's my fault because he told me. My bad. You said because he was like, should I put this in the refrigerator? I was like, nah, you don't have to. I'm gonna do it though.
Why didn't I just do it?
Threw him under the bus.
Yeah, my bad.
I think this is so good. The next time I'm at a Covell or a Tabula Rasa or one of the many other beloved wine bars around here, I might opt for orange. How about that?
Jefferson.
4 sloppies.
You 4 sloppies.
Nice. You didn't know you could do 4.
That's what I'm saying, Jeff. This is a nice wine to order and then tell everyone around you about it.
Yeah.
60 million years old. It's got the, just talk. It's white grape, red process. Method. Now, Lamar, I don't want to get away. You're not getting away without talking about the album, my friend.
Oh man, okay.
It's great.
Ask me.
It's great. It's
Love
to hear it. Loved hearing a lot of those songs live too. And I like hearing just about you. I like hearing.
Yeah, it's really personal.
Yeah.
That's what was great. I mean, when we played with you, we at the Lodge Room in Highland Park, it was like you, us, and Don't Stop or We'll Die. And I think that we're all kind of walking different lines of like being funny, but we all want our music to be good as well. And I think that you really hit that mix perfect, because there's lots of times in your songs I'm laughing, but then you had like you had a thing about, you rapped with like a cappella just about like having panic attacks, and like it's okay to ask for help or stuff like that. And then there's a moment like I'm standing out there with a comedy audience who's like being like moved, and it was amazing. It was really good.
I was go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say a lot of people I talked to after the show had been to our shows before, but hadn't seen you perform and loved it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really good, because I was like wasn't sure, because I wasn't sure too, because I'm like I think that's something I probably struggle with more than I need to, which is like this thing of going from comedy to music. And it's like I think we overthink it, because I'm like, oh, they don't care about music. But it's like, I like comedy and music. Why wouldn't they?
Well,
like,
dude, we used to play the Satellite, and it was like night and day compared to, like we spent our whole 20s at UCB, but playing music on stage at UCB, we felt like just like the backyard band gang. And then you go to like Satellite, and I think the difference is just subwoofers under the stage.
Standing, like they're there to see music.
But like being in a music venue versus a comedy venue, playing this sort of stuff that kind of straddles the line. It's just once you go like music venue, it's really hard to go back. Like the clubs are where it's at.
Yeah, that's probably why that show was so special for me, because it was just like, I've never heard my music in that sounding that good,
that loud
in that way. Yeah, I was like, oh, this I felt like a fucking superstar. But I think I think with this album, I was, I think especially with rap music, because rap is very like aggressive, and especially the rap that I grew up off of, which mostly like 90s hip hop. And I think when I started getting into it, I got insecure because I've been doing comedy for so long that it's hard for me to believe, like rap. A lot of rap is like very like what's it called when you like exaggerate? It's not exaggeration in the music. So you're like, oh, like maybe I have sex with like 30 women a night, but I've only had sex like once this week or whatever. Like in reality, but so I was having a hard time writing raps, because I was just like, my comedy brain was making fun of me, like you don't do that.
Totally.
Like I know this. You don't want to like get caught trying to look cool. Yeah, if you've been doing comedy, it's like, what is this guy now think? With us too, like I don't. We got to keep it light. Like I don't think we want to be too serious.
That's where but then this album came out of that, which was like highly sensitive. I am a highly sensitive person, which was like something my therapist had diagnosed me with, and I was like, oh, like. I should just rap about that, and just express that, and that's also funny to me, because because it is rap, and I'm talking about how sensitive I am. I think that was like something that I was like, oh, like I don't have to hide the comedy, and then I was like, oh, let's just go for it.
No, that's good. You just put it out front, like that's the premise, and everything I do about that is like plays that premise. That's great. You got a whole concept.
The humor comes out of somebody. Like just saying like, hey, the one song's about a panic attack. Like I have panic attacks,
and I'm funny about it.
And I'm funny about it, and it's like
like even in a song, even the panic attack verse, I'm like, I also fuck thoughts, it's like I would like undercut it with rap shit, because it's still like at the end of the day, it's still hip hop. But I was really glad that show was important to me, because I think I was insecure about like, okay, so this is a comedy. This audience they don't know me as a musician, so I was like, oh, are they gonna think is it gonna feel weird if I'm being too serious? But I think at the end of the day, like. Yeah, it's all just us. Like I'm just being myself in every version of whatever it is. So,
it was great.
It was perfect.
I really like that video you had, Lamar, of like you trying to work out what songs were going to be on the album or in what order or something. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah. So I did like the homie was just following me around. I'm gonna put it out later, like a little documentary of making the album.
You gotta do it.
Yeah. It was funny, and we basically. what's also wild is all my friends who do comedy who do comedy are also musicians, which is crazy. Like, so Phil, which I'm so glad Phil did, because he was backstage. He was like, "You want me to come out there with you?" Like, literally before the show, we had no plans of him coming out.
Really?
Oh, wow.
With the exception of the one song he's on. And he was like, "Do you want me to out there with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be dope." And he just came out the whole time. It was like, it made such a difference. But also, it's like, this is the same Phil that we did a TV show together. Just like crazy.
Yeah.
But
That's cool, man.
That video, I did like so the way I did this album was I recorded like I think I recorded like 40 songs for this album, and I needed to narrow it down to like 15 or so. And then I just did like the whole day. I booked like an Airbnb, and I just did like 3 groups of different friend groups, and they were all like curated too. Like, it was like I had my nerdy white friends, and then I had my close best friends who were just gonna tell me that it's good no matter what. And then I saved the one you saw with Carl, Phil, and my homie Pug was like, all right, these my they got it. If they don't like it, then we're in trouble. But and yeah, so I just did it all day, and I played them all 40 songs, and then they helped me. They kind of just told me the ones they liked, and they helped me.
What did you play it on?
Yeah.
Did you like wheel a sound system in?
Yeah, no, it was the Airbnb I had or I guess it was more of a studio Airbnb, so you can record music in there. So I just basically was a studio, like a recording studio.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was helpful.
Idea.
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah, and it was
especially
it was
40
cool
tracks.
for them.
Holy shit, that's nuts.
You got to release them all like Taylor now.
Yeah. What's her album called? Poets of a tortured artist.
Poets Department.
yeah. I'll call it something like that. But no, yeah, I love this album. So yeah, if you're listening and can I promote it now, or are we gonna close?
Yeah, it's time.
Oh yeah,
Do it now. Do it now.
If you want to hear it, because I want to get this. I've been learning how to promote music, which is also new. But like, here's what you could do. You could check it out on Spotify, Apple, Tidal, wherever you listen to music. It's called Highly Sensitive Person, and my name is Lamar Woods. You'll find it there. But also, if you want to buy the album from me directly, just go to my website, lamar-woods.com, and you can buy the album from me. And that would mean a lot to me, because I did it independently.
There you go.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it over here. You know what I mean?
It just reminded me, you just saying your name reminded me of, we had Carl on here, and he talked Cabernet, and we were talking about one of your songs, and he was talking about how you were like, what do you want to be named in the on the track? And he said Wancho Cash. And then then the song came out, and it was like Wancho Cash and Lamar Woods, and he's like, oh, we're not going to tell my normal
I feel like that seeing that written out, it's like it says a lot about our relationship.
I didn't see any Wancho Cash on this, or hear any Wancho Cash on this new album, did I?
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there, but he definitely was he was helping me in the feedback documentary part.
And at the live show, he was DJing, because he's like a trained DJ.
Yeah,
now.
he's DJing now. So yeah, he DJed.
He went to like DJ school. He's certified.
No, I love having on I love working with him, but for some reason he didn't make it on there. I can't tell you why.
Why? I hope I didn't start any beef.
No. I realized when I said that it sounded like there was subtext to it, but no, it was just pure it's like I feel like when what's the name was like, oh, Drake didn't make the album, or Metro Boomin was like, Drake didn't make the album, and he was like, yeah, it just didn't fit, and it just turned into like a full beef. But it was like purely like there's no reason at all. It's crazy.
Now, did I hear Mike Mitchell in the mix too?
Oh yeah. So Mike Mitchell's on there.
On the skits.
I love that you have skits, man. They're so good.
It took me so long to realize it was Mitch. I was like,
really?
Who is that? It did,
Really?
and I was like, because usually Mitch like leans into his accent a little more or plays more of a character, and I was like, that sounds like Will Ferrell to me. I was like, there's no way Will Ferrell's on this album. But then I was like, I don't know. He like
Nice
NBC. Lamar worked for NBC. Ferrell was an NBC. I don't know.
That would be insane. No, Mitch was perfect. Yeah, that was fun. Like, yeah, the skits. Oh, wait till you hear the next shit I'm working on. I'll do it. That shit is gonna be skit. It's gonna be more skit than album. Put it that way. It's like, yeah. It's gonna be all skits and a little music. But yeah, that skit is really funny to me. The Postmate skit, because that shit constantly keeps happening. But I think He had fun. It was fun. We did it in person in the studio together. It was like cool. But it's like there's this like a new racism going on where people think if you're black and you're by yourself, they think you're a Postmates person. Or like I go to Gelson's all the time. Like I go to Gelson's probably like every other night to get groceries. And literally yesterday I was there and the woman, I go to her every fucking time and she's like, you're Instacart, right? And I'm like, no.
Why would you say that?
I'm just a guy who lives alone, who's just like buying food for myself. And I think what it is because I think a lot of single black, I would say single minorities are doing these jobs. And they're ending up in neighborhoods they're not normally in by doing that. And I think they think, I'm not really living in this neighborhood. I'm just like here because I'm buying groceries for someone who could live in this neighborhood. Very racist. Very racist. Very racist.
Slice it. It's racist.
Yeah. But it was a great skit.
Gelson's is uppity. I don't know about Gelson's.
Gelson's
all fucked up.
I got to get out of there. Yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Come on over to Albertsons, man. The water's warm.
But Albertsons be whack too, though. Like it'd be one cashier, and it'd be like the line be like mad long. I'd be like, I can't do this.
I'm in that line.
They
waiting.
lean on self checkout too much.
I know them all by heart.
Me too.
Do they know you? Lamar, I loved also Tony Baker on your album.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I was same thing. I was like, I know that fucking voice. Who is that? And at one turn of phrase, I was like, oh my God. Because I love his Instagram presence is so funny.
Yeah. He is like, I would
really
say he's
funny.
in my top 5 favorite comedians, Tony Baker.
Really?
Like,
stand up. Do you know him from
how'd you meet that
working,
guy?
or?
I met him, I met him a long time ago when I first moved to LA and we were shooting the sketches and stuff. And he actually probably was in that sketch that Ferguson that we played at that house. Yeah. But he was just like back then you didn't know, a lot of the black comics didn't know about improv and sketch and stuff. So they were doing stand up and we were like, come do some sketch with us. And we just became really close doing that over and over again. Then I casted him in It's a Party and he was in that as well.
Nice.
So but he also is just like genuinely one of my favorite comedians. It's like Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle, and him basically.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How'd you get Big Gip in It's a Party?
Man, that was random. That was like my manager at the time. She also repped him and sent him the script.
There you go.
But no, I love Gip. I couldn't believe he did. That was like a dream come true. 'Cause I grew up off Goody Mob and Outkast and all that shit. So that was
Lamar,
like a dream.
There's a documentary I can't find anymore called it's the Dungeon Family documentary. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Yeah. Where is it? It was on Hulu.
I don't know. It was on Hulu, and we were going to do it for this, and I can't find it again. But it was that thing was great.
Rest in peace, Rico Wade. He just passed away, but he's one of the founders of Organized Noise.
The doc is called The Art of Organized Noise, or The Art of Organized Noise. I hope it comes back. Yeah,
it's weird how like streaming sites it's like all these shows just disappear. Did they just get rid of stuff sometimes? I don't know. It's kind of weird, but that's a great documentary.
That's our show. Follow us on social media at The Sloppy Boys, where we release these recipes ahead of time. And if you can't get enough boys, go to patreon.com/The Sloppy Boys to get double the pleasure every week. Mike, how you feeling?
I feel good. I'm ready to record our next. Oh boy, we got another episode after this, Lamar.
Timothy?
Oh man,
I feel good. I'm going to pick up the slack. I'll pick up the slack from Mike in the next episode because I'm razor sharp. And also, I just wanted to point out there's a funny thing that happens with my brain where Lamar, you have a virtual background, Zoom background on that like is putting you in this like apartment with big windows and a pool behind you, and I know it's fake. I've known the whole time it's fake, but my brain still like 100 times during this hour I was like, look at that, it's beautiful out there. He's got a beautiful
he's doing so good. We revere him.
It really, like, even though I know it's fake, it's just like I don't know where you're actually sitting, so I assume that's probably pretty close. And
it's not close at all. My apartment's closer to what Mike's looks like. It's just like,
hey, watch yourself. This is a nice place. You should see when I turn the camera around.
Olympic-sized swimming pool.
It's a sprawling estate. Yeah.
Man, y'all about to do another one? That's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. But Lamar, where can we find you online?
Oh man, you can find me at Profmatic, so PROPH Matic, MATIC, on Instagram, and then follow me there. Yeah, and that's it. That's where I'll be.
Great. Awesome. Everybody check out his album and check us out here, same time next week. Hey, bring a friend, why don't you?
Yeah, why not? I would like to make moves on this, getting this more shows with Lamar and Don't Stop.
A tour.
That would be a
tour?
lot of fun.
Yeah,
too, man.
I was gonna ask you guys generally, like, how did he? Because I feel like most of the audience was your fans for the most
Let's
part.
go on
I would
tour.
say.
I mean, we're both comedy. Without thinking of Don't Stop, we can't talk for them. The four of us, we do comedy. Our fans, I'm sure, cross over because of podcasts and comedy fans. And
Yeah.
could be good.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Gossip Kings. Damn, Lamar, you're so prolific.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's over though. We finished that. We did that. We watched the last episode and it's done.
How long ago, though? Like,
That was like 2 months ago. Yeah.
Damn.
A month and a half ago. Yeah. But
what's next? What's next for you, Lamar, on the podosphere?
I don't know, man.
Take a break. Enjoy some orange wine.
I like this kind because we don't have to do anything beforehand. But watching Gossip
Don't
Girl
have to do
beforehand
anything. Didn't you hear Tiny Tim and Cersei? I mean,
Jeff, what do you mean? Oh, you had to find that MP3.
yeah, I had to find that MP3.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the work that you have to do. I can join your pod if y'all need a fourth member.
You're in.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks, Lamar. See ya.
And now to play us out, we have a song off Lamar's new album, Highly Sensitive Person. This is track 1, Highly Sensitive.
Love has never been a popular movement, and no one's ever wanted really to be free. The world is held together, really it is held together, by the love and the passion of very few people.
La musica. Highly sensitive person.
I had my first panic attack at 35. I thought I was gonna die like Ryan at the end of Drive. I'm passed out in the middle of my living room. Woke up 20 hours later, what the fuck I'm finna do? My homie Zeke had someone I could talk to. But fuck that, I ain't crazy, that's what I thought too. Let's just get this salmon and wine, make sure it's wild caught too. I fuck models, but I also fuck thoughts too. Tequila and mezcal, I thought I had it handled until I started grabbing my chest like Tony Soprano. My face was red, had to text back my nigga Zeke. Hey, put me on your doctor, I think we really need to speak. She was fine too, short haircut was unique. I started meeting with her like every single week. Everything from drugs to suicide. R.I.P. my nigga Reek. Sometimes you need help, but that don't make a nigga weak. Let's go.
Sensitivity is simply a trait that people tend to be born with. It's probably significantly genetically determined. And the more sensitive you are, the word sensitivity itself comes from the Latin word for feeling. Sensire means to feel.
Let's go.
So the more sensitive you are, the more you feel.
Fresh PS5 straight out the phone. Hey, send me a text, I don't like talking on the phone. Solo trip in Madrid, got my shit on Rome. Don't take it personal, I just like to be alone. I wear my heart on my sleeve like chrome hearts. Be careful with my shit, fuck sharks, this healing energy shit. I've been trying to love myself as long as I can remember. Hot summer, but it's gonna be an emotional winter. Work my ass off just to buy a top model dinner. She thinks she tight cause that ass is fat and the waist is thinner. Looking at me like I'm lucky to be here. Yeah, you bad, but that attitude is trash to be clear. What the fuck is self-care? Shut up my nigga, open mic. Smoking blunts, sitting staring at the ocean night. Sensitive nigga, but I still hope and fight that I'm always gonna shine even through a broken night, my nigga.
Which really promotes what you call a superpower of creativity. But that same sensitivity also makes them more susceptible to pain. Because the same touch that would be experienced as trivial by somebody less sensitive really might hurt the sensitive person.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Doing splendid. Psych, I'm drowning in expenses. Time's ticking, I'm kicking it independent. Avoiding the negatives in my mentions. Gut wrenches. Is the grass always green over fences? I'm trying to be happy for the homies. I'm bent out of shape like macaroni. I'm fixing my face, acting phony. LA's mad lonely. It's notice I haven't read. When I'm annoyed, it means it's something I haven't said. The shit I'm hiding from is right at the door. These untoward feelings I be trying to ignore. Right on the board. Ugly truths never record. Driving the cord, the lifeline, climbing the board. I'ma still be underground when I'm 50. Sounds iffy. I'm kinda found that the world renowned shifty. Look around, I should've brought some pals with me. Who's down with me? I can't tell in this foul city.